Winfred, what a big cup today. What is
It's one of her beautiful
Yeah. FPG.
mugs.
growing in size.
For pageant girl.
You
Growing in
gymming or
size.
something.
I love it.
Or what?
You know, the weather has been really dry and
It
hot.
has been.
So,
Last
yeah.
night was still.
And you definitely need
There
to
was
hydrate.
no
Stay
wind
hydrated.
last night.
Those-
Wow, marble floor
It's
to the
Lagos.
rescue.
Anyways, I have a story, right?
good.
So, I mean, social media has always been very generous with us with gist and conversations, right? So there's this story about this lady. So she's actually asking a question. What should she do, as they always do, right? So she's talking about how she worked at a particular building for quite a while, and then there was a man that literally owned an office.
Older man.
An older man that owned an office. I mean, he owned the entire office, so
Yeah,
of course he would be
big
older.
man.
And he was on her case for over a year, asking her out and asking her out, but she knew he was married with grown kids and was still married, but he kept on. So like she said, her thing was never to do like married men. So she never. But I mean, he got her gifts, and I mean, as a single girl, they buy gifts. She collected the gifts and all of that. So years later, I mean, she's resigned. She's moved on in her life. She randomly runs into this guy at a party, at a wedding party, and then she sees him. And she's like, oh, okay. She goes to greet him. Oh, good afternoon, sir. Oh, I saw you. And everything. She's like, oh, come and meet my son. She followed him to meet the son. She now met the son. They exchanged numbers and started chatting.
All righty.
And since the day they met at the party, they've been chatting and gisting every single day.
And now?
This guy is her spec, the age she
likes
wants, she likes him,
Has
they're into
money.
each
Old
other.
money.
Has money.
So
Is
she's
that
not
heir, is
asking.
an heir to a building, at least?
In Ikoyi, perhaps.
She's not asking, what should I do? Should I tell him his father was on my case?
Wow.
Or should I just let it slide? However, when they met at that wedding, the father was still winking at her.
Hey, bad guy. Okay,
That's
so,
Daddy, on your case.
yeah. So
Breathe.
okay, so I think it would have just been better if you didn't meet the son.
Oh.
That's just me.
That's not the point.
No,
She has
no,
met
no.
the son now. What should she do?
Because I feel like if I was a guy and I realized that a particular girl I like is also my father's spec, I would feel very irritated.
Like father, like son now.
Yeah,
Exactly. The apple does not fall far from the tree.
Because
No,
especially
but
if
it's
you
known that
know
men
your
actually
father-
marry
Very true.
resemblers of their mother.
Exactly.
So,
And if that was your father's choice,
Exactly.
you can imagine that would be your choice.
Yeah.
You find your own.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not a guy, right? But there's no way he can find out if she truly ever agreed for the father. There's no way in his mind, he will always have that suspicion that, a whole
Something might
year,
have happened. Okay.
And then the gifts, only goodness knows how many of the
she
gifts
doesn't have to bring that
collected.
up.
Listen,
Why doesn't she bring
as a
it up?
representative, as a representative for all men them out there, listen, I think we need to really critically dissect what the concerns are. Is she concerned that the husband-to-be, that's the young man, would be kind of like in a sort of way if he was to tell him, or that the father-in-law-to-be, would still have, interests in her? So there are two different things. First one, would the son be any type of way? I would say no, because men are men, man. We're like, papa, you serve, father,
This is your wife. This
No,
is
I'm
like
talking
sharing,
about the relationship between the
This
son
is like
and the father
sharing
now.
your toothbrush with your dad.
No, that hasn't happened. Listen.
Are you sure?
Don't make I don't know, but listen,
She said, and we take her word for it, nothing
Exactly.
happened.
I don't think that would spoil the relationship between father and son. It's just like,
Yeah.
my father has always been a runs guy anyway.
Yeah.
It's okay. However, the other concern now is whether the father will still have his eye on
On
my
the girl.
my problem is that Yoruba tradition, and I'm hoping that Yoruba, of where during the traditional marriage, they ask you to go and sit
They're
on
hoping
your father-in-law's lap, and mother-in-law's lap.
What?
What will arise then?
Wow.
Is my question.
Interesting.
However,
Choice of words, Mazina.
however,
Matters arising
However,
could lead to.
yeah, no. However, I just think that wow, man, their wahala has started even before
Exactly.
they get married. They would really need to have a very, very good conversation.
Yeah.
That might even involve his mother as well.
Yeah, so,
might.
but the issue now is he's now realizing that his father was trying to cheat on his mother.
You think he didn't know?
Right?
So now, yeah. So I was
They're
gonna come
getting
there. I was gonna come there and come from a position of. I just assume that we are normal. Because I don't understand why Mazino is talking about guy. You're right. I'm telling you that your father was checking me while still married to your mother. You're telling me guy men. No. So I want to come from just assume that we are all normal.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking of the hurts that will literally arise, considering the fact that, okay, fine, I mean, that, come on, like, you're still married to mommy, why are you doing this and all of that, right?
There is that.
And of course, there is that, right? And the man's still like giving her eye even at the wedding. I just still think that, I mean, if she actually gets into that situation, it might just still be, we've heard of situations where, I mean, people's fathers are literally sleeping with their daughter-in-laws and stuff like that.
For me,
so it's just quite
we've
twisted.
imagine that
cases
conversation.
where the first child of that marriage could even be the father.
Hey,
To be
stop
very
it.
honest, I think
Hi.
true.
we've
Yes,
heard of these
yes,
things
yes,
before.
yes. So I
And
just
the thing is,
think.
there's such a resemblance between the father and son, you probably never know.
So the question is, okay, should she just let sleeping dogs lie, or should she bring it up? In my opinion, I think the truth will always just set
Come
you
out.
free,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, I feel she should probably just bear it all. If they can stand the test of
Bear
that
it all
time,
by telling, yeah?
Yeah, of course, by telling. Then, of course, maybe they have
agree with
something
you,
there.
actually.
And if it doesn't necessarily pan out,
If
then
that
I mean,
breaks
come to
them up, then
losses.
it was for the-
Exactly.
it was for the
yeah,
best.
it's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
It's better.
that
It's
that
better.
happened.
Yeah.
Because I'm even thinking as far as
And even red flag for her.
Red flag for her, how so?
The father, like son.
yeah,
marry
her.
no,
That's
if
not-
I
this
know.
is the
I will
person
calculate
you
it too.
learned
I'm
from,
just saying.
It didn't-
Generational, you know, there are
learned from.
generational things
It's
Yes.
that
not
pass on from generation
It's
to
not that
generation.
deep.
It is.
Yeah, except the man decides to break generational curses on his, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
that-
imagining the conversation,
saying.
how that conversation is going to take place. How it's going
Hey,
to
so,
start.
baby, so you know,
Just wanted to tell you this.
Yeah, I think
No.
no, it's going to be serious. Yeah.
it's gonna have to be a very fun, light-hearted conversation.
I can't be a fun lighthearted.
Listen, I can't marry you because your father has interests in me.
Wow.
That's basically it. And then that's, I mean, from there on, like, I can imagine the guy's line of thought, like, as in, he's also going to be quite confused, quite frankly.
I would actually
What do
probably.
I do now?
I
And
would've
if what
probably-
you're saying actually is has credit,
Yes.
how do I bring this up with my dad or my mom? Because I believe that his mom is a big part of this as well, and
Wow.
it would have to be that bigger conversation.
That's huge.
Yeah.
No, I think that mom's part is
So on his
quite
part, I think
scary.
he might be more reluctant to get married.
Yeah.
More reluctant than she would be
Yeah.
to get married to him,
Yeah.
because he knows the extent, the impact it will have on his
on the
family.
family, exactly. If anything were to peradventure one day she's sad and something happened, the husband travel and then the father-in-law. I'm just saying,
Stop, stop.
Oh, that's an entire Nollywood movie.
So if we go,
I'm
no, let's
just
even bring it to
saying.
Hollywood now because he's the heir to a building at least.
Dynasty.
So
let's
A dynasty. Wait,
Sister, I better rest.
if you
This is
can't
a
find
very
everything.
commercial
most
company.
fights
No.
between the father and son, the guy you wanted to marry, he's your spec now because he has money. By the time the father cut him off now, you don't have money again.
True, there's even that. The father
movie
might
is
also,
getting
the father might also
getting bigger.
oppose the wedding. True.
Like,
or
seriously?
oppose the union. Yeah.
Or
of course.
say he's not giving the boy the money because of the girl he decided to marry.
Let me make it worse.
Yeah.
Father-in-law says, I will sponsor your wedding and you guys will have a grand life, but only if you,
What?
as another movie.
Baba, rest with your money, please. Rest with
That's
your
a-
money.
In any case, this is just a recipe for, I don't know,
go anywhere.
It's just
trauma at
problematic.
least.
Yeah. I
but-
think just avoid, man. Just
I think
avoid
she
it.
should move on, to be
Move
honest.
on. All that money?
Yeah, let it go. It's
Just
not
leave
worth
it.
it.
There's more money in front. So
I
other people have
actually-
money. Other people that don't have their
I'm
fathers don't have
forced to
interest in
agree
you.
with you guys. I think moving on might
Move
be the
on.
best thing for this lady. As for the guy, I don't think it'll pinch him too much.
At all. He'll be with another baby in maybe 3 months.
We're not that bad, but
Yes, you are.
there's certain, yeah, perhaps, maybe. But what do you think? Would like to know. So do us a favor, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We're live on X and live on YouTube right now. You can actually make comments under those platforms. We'd like to know what your thoughts are regarding that story. Very interesting story, by the way.
Yeah.
Very interesting. We'll be back. Stay tuned. It's Wake Up Nigeria.